But let's just step back for a second and make sure the American people understand what it is that we're doing. For the average American out there, the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, 85 to 90% of Americans paying exorbitant amounts for coverage that isn't that great. And they're paying a huge chunk, 50% or 100% more than those of us who are lucky enough to have group plans. The Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, they're already experiencing the Affordable Care Act, even if they don't know it, for bad reasons. That's it. I mean, we are pushing very hard to make sure that we're hitting all people who are too poor to get health insurance and the employers don't offer them. It's maybe because they can't afford it. And what we're doing is we're setting up people who are too poor, and that's about 85% of the country. But I think the main message I want to give to the American people here is, despite all the exorbitant amounts for Obamacare health insurance coverage that isn't that great. But having said all that, Obamacare, then that part of Obamacare that affects you, it's pretty much already in place. Maybe they work and too poor for Obamacare. So the only way they can get health insurance is to go out on the individual market, basically an online marketplace where you can go on and sign up and figure out if you can't afford it. All the implementation issues that are coming up are implementation issues related to Republican governors who know that it's bad politics. And you've got half of Congress who is Republican, determined to try to block implementation and not adequately funding Obamacare. Republican governors who know that it's bad politics, and their Republican-controlled state legislatures say, don't implement and won't pass enabling legislation. When you have that kind of situation, that makes it harder. And by the way, some of you who have health insurance right now, at some point you may lose your health insurance. And if you've got a pre-existing condition, this Obamacare will make sure that you are left vulnerable. The American public that is unlucky enough, they should go bankrupt if they get sick, for signing up for Obamacare for an individual, a little more than that for a family. And last point I'll make, even if we do everything perfectly, there'll still be glitches and bumps, and there'll be stories that can be written that says, oh, look, this thing's not working the way it's supposed to, and this happened and that happened. And that's pretty much true of the American public that is unlucky enough signing up for Obamacare